Beautiful little spot. You might recognize this spot right here in one of my prior videos. This weekend we're heading out to do some camping and a little bit of adventure, some panning and some metal detecting. I didn't bring the sluice. I know I'm crying a little bit too, but we brought the pans and some crevicing tools. We're gonna go way up this time and then do a little detecting up on top of the hill like I wanted to before. Something I've never witnessed before. This is the second one I've seen. Now this bee isn't dead. He's just like sleeping. Watch, I'll wake him up. See? Just sleeping on that rock. That's the second one I've seen. Or maybe he's just not feeling good. Take care, little buddy. Well, we made it. My stuff is right up over there, up on the bank. I'm not sure if we're going to set up over there. Really pretty spot, all full of periwinkle myrtle. What a nice waterfall right here, huh? Show you around here real quick. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to set up. I didn't bring a tent or a hammock or anything. I'm just going to make shift on the ground. Possibly put a tarp over me, but I'm not sure yet. Yeah, pretty little area. I think this spot right here will do. I'll set my sleeping pad right here on the ground. The waterfall is right up there. Right there. My stuff is over to the right, but yeah, I won't be killing any vegetation. And the creek's right there. I won't have to, you know, there's no rain coming or anything. I'm not going to have to worry about any water coming in here overnight. Okay. I'll grab my stuff and bring it down here. I like this little spot. Pretty area, huh? Very pretty. You can hear birds singing. Very nice. But right up here, look at that old birch just barely hanging on there. That's a good sized birch. Anyway, right up here is the spot I'm going to bring the metal detector and stick it in there and see what happens. Kind of see a cave in there, you see that? I'll zoom in a minute, but right on the bottom of it, looks like it's solid. Looks like it's stone. That tells me that did not erode all the way down through there. And I can see stone in here. I imagine if that was erosion, it would be, all this would be eroded all the way back to there. Maybe not. But anyway, a little bit later on, maybe tomorrow, we're going to stick it in there and see what we get. You never know what somebody hid in there. Okay, we're going to keep checking these cracks and these areas and see if we can find some gold. Pretty cool spot here. You can see the creek comes from up there, right down around here. It about does a 180. You can see it goes right that way. Almost a 180. Pretty cool little spot. Just the way the stone eroded as it carved its way through here. Now this spot right here, there's something else cool about this. There used to be an old mill over here. Van Kirk might be the name. I'm not real sure. But you know, this isn't too far up in here from that cave I want to check out. Maybe we'll bring the detector up in here and swing around a little bit. Kind of figure out, you know, where everything was placed on there. It almost looks like a flume went down here lower, and then the main mill house might have sat up on that little rise there. But I stopped here for another reason. Not only because it's beautiful and a little bit of history. It's got some pretty good cracks, or really weird cracks, big wide cracks. Here's one here. You can see all the bigger rocks in there, and the bottom of that might be smooth, might not, it might just pinch down to nothing. Generally there's no gold in areas like that, around here anyway. Down here we got another one. This one isn't a crack, it's just a ledge, but when I scraped it out with my two-toes tool, it kind of felt like clay in there, so we might dig a little bit of that up and see if there's any gold in there. There's been a lot of areas up through here on this outside bend, which isn't the best. That are just holes down the bedrock like this one here, but they're not holding any material. The current's way too strong on this outside bend. So we're gonna get some material out of there, and then maybe that crack up there. And after that we'll walk upstream a little bit and check that stuff out up there and see if there's any other good cracks. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, I took a pan from that spot right there, and I came up and worked this crack. None of it looks good. No gold, little bit of black sand, but it's just not the right kind of crack. There's no clay in the bottom. It pinches right off down to nothing. So let's keep moving up. Maybe stop and check out this old mill spot on the way back down, but gonna have to get going down to camp pretty soon and collect some firewood. It's getting late in the day. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, this is that old mill spot. I don't really see any evidence. Like I said, that could be a flume right over here. Let's walk over here and look. This could have been a flume right here. Almost looks like it. Not sure how well you can see that. It's been filled in on this end over time. Or maybe a tree dropped across and the creek came down through here. I don't really know. Quite a depression right there. Just have to poke around here with the metal detector and see if we find anything. I really want to get up to that other site though, so we'll see how it goes. Cool little spot though. Alright, I moved camp down a little bit. You can't tell right now because it's starting to get dark. But I moved it down to here. That's where I'm going to sleep tonight. I just got some plastic down. I couldn't find the piece of Tyvek I have for this, but so that's where my bed is. I was up over there, but it's just a little too dark and a little more damp in there, so we moved over here. Nice little spot. Gonna start building the fire here soon and make some dinner and settle in. Good times. And you don't get the noise of that waterfall so much down here, which is kind of nice. A little quieter down here. Coffee going. Little fire going. Creek sounds amazing. I know it's too dark for you guys to see. Gonna be a beautiful night. Yeah. Well, good morning. Didn't sleep too bad. Alright, let's get up and make some coffee. Alright, making coffee kind of a quick way. Just warming it up here. Don't necessarily need to boil the water because it was boiled last night. I still got some coffee in there from last night. Just gonna cowboy it this morning, throw a little on there and repress it. Have a little breakfast. And we're gonna take the trusty old AT Pro metal detector way up on top of this hill over this way. All I know is the place we want to go is over there someplace way up on top of the hill. We'll find it. Pretty sure of that. I've never been to it from this direction, but I'm sure we'll find it. Stand you up and spin you around once. Hopefully you can hear those birds. That's actually what woke me up, that and the sunlight this morning. It's about 7 o'clock right now, I'd say. The waterfall's still looking good. So yeah, gonna sit here for a minute and wake up and have coffee. And get to it. Have some breakfast and then get to it. Yeah, I got my simple breakfast going again. Some carnation and some apple cinnamon oatmeal. Stir that up and drink that down. And get ready to get out of here. I wish you could just see how beautiful it is here. Wish you were all here with me. So pretty. This is just a little tributary to the creek that we're camping and hanging out on. Pretty little area. Got some nice little flowers around. But this seems to be just an old road going up through here. I think we're gonna follow this old road. Should take us up to the top of the hill and get us a little closer. Good morning, little buddy. What are you doing, huh? A little chilly for you, isn't it? Well, I finally made it. That was quite a trek. I can see the foundation here. Yeah, I went way out around, started down over the other hill. I could see the hill on the other horizon. I knew I wasn't going the wrong way. I would have ended up way on the other side of the valley. And yeah, there's just been so many windfalls and stuff climbing through all that tangle that it's pretty easy to get turned around and not quite know which direction you're going in. But I finally made it here, so let me pull you in a little closer on these walls here. Oh, there's an inchworm. Pretty old. It almost looks to me, and I noticed this before, that this might have been on fire. You can see the char on the rocks and stuff, but we're gonna poke around here and see what we get. There's been good things found here in the past. Let's see if we can find any more. Whew, finally got here. I'm tired. Okay, I didn't bring you in for this one. We've been digging a lot of junk everywhere. I just figured it was another piece of junk, but I think we might have a coin right here. I'm not real sure. It's kind of weird. I'm not really sure what it is. It might not be a coin. It only seems to have, it's kind of concave on this backside in here, but not on the other side. Weird. I don't have any water with me to clean it up. I don't think it's a coin because just the way it's shaped. But okay, I found nothing but just trash and just modern stuff. Nothing really old. That one piece that I thought was a coin, and I don't think it is. But so we're gonna head back down to the creek and take a little break, maybe have some lunch, and get back and try to find some gold. But I'm gonna swing around here for a couple more minutes, see if we can find anything, and then down off the hill we'll go. Wolverines! Well, here's some safe water to drink. You see it's just coming right out of the earth here. This might be a continuation from the creek that's way up there, but because the creek actually flows down on this side, and it might be underground here. The important part of this is that it's being filtered through the earth underground. So I'm going to stop here and get a pretty good drink, and later on we're going to go up into the cliffside and collect some water off that. But yeah, this looks pretty good. Let's get a drink. Well, here's what I thought was a coin. I cleaned it up a little bit. It might be a modern zinc penny. There's nothing on there that I could see. I thought maybe that was the top of Lincoln's head, but it'd be too high on the coin, so probably just a modern zinc coin. It is definitely zinc. It's too heavy to be aluminum, but anyway, I'm back at camp. Gonna have a little bit of a lunch here, and then we're gonna take this gallon jug up the stream a ways, maybe carry the detector up to that mill site. Gonna collect some water off the cliffside where it runs out from in between the stones or such. So let's have some lunch. This little guy right here, I believe is a Dobson fly. You can see the pincers on the end of him. They're left over from when he was a larva. Well, they got some pretty big wings for the size of them. Yep, Dobson fly. I see a couple trout in this hole. You can see one right there. I know it's 4 or 5 right here that kind of swam up away from me, but that one's just sitting there idly. Right there. Pretty cool. A lot of trout in this hole. Okay. This is what we're looking for. Just a steady drip right there. You can see it. We're going to get our gallon jug under there and pick it up on the way back down through. There's some good fresh water. It just runs right out of the cracks of this bedrock up through there and makes its way down through here, all filtered out. So we're going to get a jug of that. Nice fresh water we won't have to boil. There we go. Drip, drip, drip. That'll be good. Okay, we'll pick that up on the way back down. I'm up here at that old mill site. I found a couple pieces of trash. I found a modern penny over there and a fishing lure down there. Imitation Meps. Then I just got a wheat penny right out of here. But it's not looking good. It seems to me like there's just too much, I guess you would say, tuft or overburden over the old material that's in here. So in order to get down to where the mill was, I'm guessing it's probably a foot down, and my detector might not be reading that far, but we'll poke around here a little bit more and see if we get anything. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, I think we finally got a really good target. I dug it up. I haven't really looked at it close, but I think, and I'm not positive, don't quote me on this, but I think we got a 2-cent piece down here in that hole. That wheat penny came from right over there. Then I found a piece of junk right there. No targets, and I came over here right by this tree. Let's have a look. If it's a 2-cent piece, it's the first one I found in quite a while. This makes number 4. It's pretty dirty, but you can see a shield on there. It's too big to be a nickel. I believe that is a 2-cent piece. Yep, look, there's a 2 right there. All right. Well, if you were here, I'd give you a high five, but you're not, so high five. Pretty cool. All right, we'll clean that up a little bit in the creek and have a better look at it. Try to see the date. I believe there was a certain date on these that were a large date or a small date or something that's worth considerably more, but we'll do a little cleanup on it and see what it looks like. All right. I'm pretty impressed with that. I wasn't thinking that we were going to find anything up in here. We found trash so far, so pretty good find right there from the old mill site. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, we got a pretty good signal right here, and I got it on the pinpointer. It's reading an 82. Usually that means something good, but you never know. Let's pull it out of here and see what we get. Oh, there it is. Dime, mercury dime. Cool. Man, I didn't think this spot was going to pay off like this. 1921. Boy, she's beautiful too. Not bad shape. Mercury dime. Woo! Alright, we're doing good up in here. I didn't expect this. I thought there was going to be so much new overgrowth and overburden we weren't going to get anything, but it's turning out to be pretty good. Let's keep poking along. Well, here's an interesting find. I detected this handle on here. I felt a piece of metal down in there, and I pulled out this jar. I don't know how old it is. It's full of something. It's got papers in there. Let's open this up and see what it is. It's got wax all over it. Something that somebody buried, it looked like. All right. Let me pop this baby open if I can. There we go. Pine cones. It's full of wax. Oops, sorry. Whole bunch of wax in there. Some kind of papers on the bottom though. I don't know. Faith, theism, pan, something, belief, care, the truth. Somebody buried a bunch of down in here and covered it with wax. I don't think it's old because it's not old, it's got this plastic knob on here, but for some reason somebody buried this down in here. Next question is, do we open it up and see what that paper is, or just leave it be? I think we're gonna leave it be. We're just gonna leave it here. It's not old. Whoops, sorry. It's not old, we're just gonna leave it here. Somebody had it buried. I'll stuff it back in the ground. I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think we're just gonna leave it be. Let's keep on keeping on. Alright, we got another target. Reading 82, might be a good one. I got it on the pinpointer. Let's get the spade out and see what we got here. Try to get around these roots and everything, and a stick here. Right here. Sorry if I'm joggling that around too much. I see it. What is this? A little tiny baby knife. That's weird. Looks like an old one though. Not too old, not super old, but okay. Junk. On to the next one. Look at that, we got about 3/4 of a gallon. I'm going to take a big swill out of that and I'll set it back and collect some more drops, and we'll go up over wherever that little cave was and check that out, and then we'll come back and get it. Alright. Well, not much of a cave. It goes back maybe 3 feet. Alright. That was a dangerous little climb for nothing. Almost fell off once. Told myself, well, here we go. Glad I caught myself. Okay, back down we go. Back at camp. Resting my back. Let's look at these better items we found today. Pretty cool. A lot of effort for these 3 coins, but it was worth it. I was really surprised. I thought we'd find this kind of stuff on top of the hill. No, we found it all at the mill. Pretty cool. That's a 1930 something. Still don't know what that 2-cent piece is, but yeah. Pretty cool. Alright, let's have a little break here and listen to the birds and get a bite to eat. Then we're gonna go find some gold. We gotta find some gold, right? What an awesome trip. Okay, I just come over with the pan and classifier. I didn't bring a shovel, I just got a scoop. That's where we're camped in the beginning, and then we moved right down here. Camp is just right over there. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to read the stream here a little bit and try to pick out that specific spot where gold might hang up. New York gold, you know, you could dig all this out and get only like 5 or 6 specks, you know. It accumulates in those certain little spots. So that's what we're gonna do, is try to find one of those certain little spots. I mean, it all looks good, like it's all hard pack up here on the bank, but what I try to do is look at the channel during flood stage. When it's really high, it's going over that bank, but you can see the curve of the bank there, and then you come over here and the curve of the bank over here, but I don't see any breaks in it. What I mean is, let me set this pan back down. When the water's high, it's coming right around there. There's nothing to stop any of that current. It's carrying right through there without a problem. And all the way down through here, there's no obstruction. Now, like maybe behind that log there, or any place in here, there could be gold. I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm trying to find that specific spot. So the only current break I see is, you see that little tree hanging out over there and a clump of earth. Let's go see how long that clump of earth has been there. If it's freshly deposited, there might not be any gold to this side of it. But if it's been there a while, it might accumulate something behind there. Yeah, this isn't even really looking good. You can see the current up there. Even though the waterfalls are coming this way, that current comes into this. A lot of the flow kicking over this way. You can see how the gravel deposits out further and further, so a lot of the current's pushing right against here, and it's blowing everything right out of it. You can see how there's probably 8 or 10 inches from the water up to the moss there. It's blowing everything right out of there. No place for anything to hang up. So what we might want to do is just poke around right here. There's not much of a break right there, but it might be enough. Let's try a pan right here. I took 2 pans out of here. Number 1, number 2. They both had a good amount of black sand, but it was really fine black sand and no gold. I'm thinking we're gonna try to find the next spot that might have some gold. Let's move up here a little ways. I'll bring it back in just a bit. Well, I'd love to have that beauty at home. Could peel off that top layer right there and make a nice outside table, wouldn't it? For a few years anyway. I mean, you could seal it up to try to avoid any moisture getting into the cracks in it, but yeah, that would be really cool for a few years. Put some stone legs under it. So this could be an area to find some gold right here. It looks like a lot of the current, when the water's really high, comes right through here. Just because of that fall right there, displacing all that water to this side, and it just rolls right through here. Maybe even up in here, but I'm guessing more down in here. Let's take a pan someplace from right in here and see if there's any gold. See, now this material already looks better to me. You can see the different variety of sizes of the rocks. It's a good mixture in there. There's a lot of all sizes. It's not more sand or more bigger rocks. This material already looks better. And I notice once I get down to those rocks there, it gets a little hard to scoop off there, and it's kind of changing color into a brown. Now that could be a sediment layer, or it could be the last layer before the last flood that deposited this upper layer. So let's do this pan to this upper layer and see if there's any gold. No gold. Let's get down to the next layer, which will end up being about 50% upper layer and 50% lower layer because all the other stuff falling in. So we'll take note of that, and we'll take another pan. Pan number 2. Nothing. That's okay. Water being pushed over here, down off that stone, deepens that out, and it flows up out of there. You can still see there's sufficient flow. It's got the rock standing up straight up and down in there. There's sufficient flow, but there's enough of a break to keep those stones, and they just pack right in there. Now the material that generally packs down in those spots is a little bit heavier. See all these rocks up here just lay down. Let me find another example. Right here you got a few standing up in there. But this spot right back here, that's why that catches my eye. So let's move these bigger stones out of here and dig a pan out of there. No gold there either. Okay, let's move to the next spot. Now look at this stone here. There's quite a cavity there and a hole going through there. And quite a cavity going through here too. See, there's a hole all the way through. Well, that was full of material, and I was cleaning it out just to see what the stone looked like. And this rock was right up in there, pointed right in there. Well, look at the shape of it. It's like almost perfect. Like it just went right up in there. I just thought that was pretty cool. Well, I might have found another spot to get water. I followed this wet spot up the hill. We're right by that waterfall there. I followed it up through. And there's not really so I just followed it up to this tree root here, and I dug in here. There is water seeping out of there, but what I would have to do is build some kind of dam here, or dig a hole for that water to collect in, and let the sediment settle out of it, and then you just dip a cup into it, and yeah, drink right out of it, or collect it in a bucket, in a jug. Yep, that'd be some good water too. Okay, let's go and try to find some gold. Okay, I'm just above the waterfall, as you can see them there. I got a pretty good crack going. I worked down one just a little downstream. There was no clay in it. This one is actually about that wide, and there's clay in the bottom, and the stones that were in here were packed in here like super hard. So this might be a good one. I'm starting to get some material. It's slow going, but we'll see if there's any gold in here. No gold. That was a good crack too. I was expecting to at least find a speck out of that. You win some and you lose some, and then you lose some and then you lose some. And sometimes then you win some. Just about dark. The birds are heading to bed. I did have a little fire going, but then I walked up by the waterfall up here, and on the right hand side of the waterfall is all that periwinkle myrtle. I've never been able to figure out why that's there. I think it might have washed downstream from someplace up above. I'm not really sure, because I can't find anything there. I mean, I found an old spoon and some bullets, but nothing that tells me there was an actual home there. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna get this fire going again and gonna hunker down. Had a really fun day. We found some nice coins. No gold yet, but we had fun looking for it. We'll find some gold tomorrow. Alright, good night. Morning. Oh, another beautiful morning. Okay, let's get up and start this day. Coffee's brewing, almost done. It's another beautiful morning. So today we're gonna pack up camp and head downstream to our spot where we usually get gold, and see if we can get a few flakes of gold before we leave. Found some good stuff metal detecting. Now let's go get some gold. Alright, that's the plan, man. Pack up and head out of here. Alright, here's some of the other stuff I found while I was here. Got this old spoon. Remember this knife. Bunch of shotgun shell casings, some rifle casings, and a pistol casing right here. You don't find those very often. An old musket ball. Some other lead projectiles, some slugs and whatnot. Stinking link in there. Another piece of long lead, I don't know what that was. And that imitation Mepps lure. And a few other pieces of junk. I got the camera right about center with the shadow on the sunlight. Now look at the difference. It's like a different world. It's all sunshine down there. And watch up here. It's It's like a different world up in there. Love it. All right, we're gonna go down here and work on some of these bars that are down around a couple bends. Well, there's Camp Frozen Toes. Looks like this tree right here with the state boundary finally fell over the whole way. Someday we'll check out this little bar right here. You can see where the water line is right there. We'll check up in here, but for now we're just gonna go down here where we know there's some gold. Down there. Okay, let's keep going. Nice little trout hole it's making though. Okay, we took several pans. Finally got a little piece of gold here. Let me show it to you. Little speck right there. See it off the end of my finger. It's a little one. But the amount of black sand down here is considerably more compared to upstream. So we're gonna take another pan or two and maybe find another speck and yeah, just have fun doing it. A little bit gold. Look, there's another one of those sleeping bees. That's pretty weird. Alright folks, it's about time to end this video. I'm down at that spot where we worked that bedrock over in there before. But next time we're up in here with the metal detector, we're gonna check in this area up here for an old site. If you remember before, we were way down there and we walked the hill back and forth. We couldn't find it, so we're gonna search in this area up in here. I think there was an old mill for sure someplace right here, but we're looking for the house, the residents, the people that own that actual mill. Hopefully you guys had fun. I had a lot of fun. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I'll keep on making them if you guys keep watching them. And subscribe if you haven't. It doesn't cost anything. Heck, I subscribe to all kinds of channels. If they make content that I like, I subscribe. Why not? Pretty little area right here. So you guys take care. I'll see you on the next one. Not sure what we're gonna do, but we'll do something. And remember, as always, have fun.